This statement might get me kicked off Facebook and might get my ass kicked. Either way, at least it's a reaction. And that's what you go for when you do stand-up comedy. But it is my firm belief that for every minute I'm on stage making people laugh, my wife should be on a treadmill. Welcome, everybody. The 420 Report. I can't tell who's here, but it looks like Fred Poole's joining in. Jennifer Sunnyborn. Everybody, all the gang is back together again. I was 4 days completely off the grid, no social media whatsoever. Well, I don't want to say completely zero. There was a little bit, because there's some people in my life that the only way they communicate is via social media. I don't even have their phone number. If I did have their phone number, they don't answer the phone anymore. And what's with that? Nobody wants to talk on the phone anymore. A lot of times that's the only way you can figure out what somebody's really about. You got to hear their voice. You know, you got to have that you got to hear the inflection. You got to hear the vocal tonality. You do this Facebook conversation, like so much gets confused and lost in translation because, you know, double meanings and inflections and things that people are trying to say with, you know, if you heard the humor in their voice, you want to get pissed off, but you just see the offensive thing. You know, like if I posted, just as a post, for every minute that I'm on stage, my wife should be on a treadmill. If I just wrote that and you didn't hear that I'm doing obvious humor. Oh, and by the way, she's doing her workout tape right in front of me, which is why I said that for the most part. She's looking damn good doing it too. This 1990s aerobics video. Why? Hey, we all got to do something. Why am I telling her secrets?
It's phone entitlement. These people never had to wait to use a phone. That's what we had to deal with growing up.
Phone entitlement. That's what you're saying. People never had to wait to use the phone, but in our day, that was the only way to communicate. If you wanted to talk to your friends, you had to get the phone, and if it was attached to the wall like it was in my house, it was like a huge treat the day that your mom came home with the giant spiral phone cord that would stretch all the way down the hallway so you could take it into your bedroom, shut the door, and then talk to your friends in private. They didn't even have cordless phones back then. It took a long time. My grandparents had a cordless phone, and it was like one of these Vietnam War walkie-talkies with a giant expandable antenna. But I didn't have a cordless phone at my use until I was in college. That was the only way. And now people don't even want to talk on the phones at all. All right, 3 minutes in, I haven't even given the tour dates, but I have given some shout outs. Hey, Brooke and Lisa and Pauline. Annette says, hope you had a great weekend. I did have a great weekend. Like I was saying, totally off the grid. No social media, no business, no nothing. Just complete zoning out for Memorial Day weekend. Shout out to the troops, by the way, and everybody that served this great country of ours. But it's a real pain in the ass to get people to show up for a comedy show Memorial Day weekend. You know, it's like the last weekend before school is officially out for the most part. That's why we're doing our workout routines. We went to the pool the other day, and I noticed I've got like this kick-ass dad bod working right now. I got to drop like 20 pounds. And then Mrs. JerDog decided that she would take the challenge along with me. She's only got like 10 or 15 pounds that she wants to drop. But I got like 20 pounds that I want to drop over the course of the summer. So I'll be rocking a kick-ass beach bod come August. Hey, Tig, what's up, buddy? All right, this Saturday, I'm in my stomping grounds, Central Iowa, Gowrie, Iowa, Mulligan's Pub and Grill, Mulligan's Bar and Grill, Mulligan's. That's all you got to remember, Mulligan's, Gowrie, Iowa. This Saturday, June 1st. Tickets on sale now. It's a nice, intimate space. I think they've only got room for like 80 people, which is pretty much my favorite, maybe a few more, but that's my favorite size of venue, the type of place that it's a nice, tight crowd, yet big enough to where we can build a whole lot of energy and keep the party going. It's not like so cramped that it feels like you're just doing like a Amway seminar to your friends in your fucking living room. I like doing these places where I can see everybody pretty much out there in the crowd. I can make eye contact with them. I can talk to the people way in the back row, but it's also big enough that you get the energy that we build off of and play off of as performers. Andy, Max, what's up, guys? I'll give you a shout out. Andy Hartley, one of the best up-and-comers from the state of Iowa. I say right now, he's out there working hard, kicking ass. Matt, same thing, dude. I just read an article. Check out his blog. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, dude, you've got a show happening tonight right here in Ames. So if you want to put any information up about any shows you guys have coming up or any comedians who are watching right now, I try to promote it all. I try to promote all the comedians that I know. I try to give shout outs to all the friends that show up here and watch my daily live fake talk show video blog on Facebook. That's one thing that has always bothered me about the comedy industry, especially like at the lower levels where guys are just like trying to inch and scratch their way up the ladder and get their stage time and break into the business. And it's a fucking grind. It's definitely a grind. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears it takes to be a stand-up comedian traveling the country, especially if you're gonna fucking want to pay the bills from it, you know. You got to go through like 7 hell to put in your 10 years, put in your 10,000 hours. And there's going to be challenges you can't even fucking think of when you first get started. I tell this all the time to Mrs. JerDog. If I had known how fucking hard this was going to be when I first set out to do it, I never fucking would have done it to begin with. But that said, man, it's kicking ass. Things are going great. It's definitely worth the payoff, putting in the blood, sweat, and tears, and the time it takes to develop a following, the time it takes to develop a polished routine, the time it takes to develop the stage chops to be able to get on stage with no material whatsoever ready to go and just bust it out 20 minutes on attitude. Not a lot of guys can do that, but that's my favorite type of stand-up comedy. And what I aspire to do is just full-on improvisational as much as possible. And the way to do that is by having a well-constructed, well-polished act to serve as like a skeleton, you know, an outline that you can always go back to if you do get in trouble when you're up there trying to wing it. But I like to flesh all that out by, you know, writing on stage, coming up with material right then and there, especially when I can base it off the crowd, whatever craziness that they're bringing into the show. Like I said earlier, this weekend, Gowrie, Iowa, at Mulligan's Bar. Tickets still on sale. You want to check out the link that I'm going to post as soon as I wrap up here. But it'll be a nice tight space. It'll be a big enough crowd where you're bringing a lot of energy, but small enough where I can bring different people into it without losing the general feel of the entire show, without losing the rest of the crowd. You know, if you're doing a show like 1,000 people and you're talking to someone here in the front row, those other 990 people in the fucking show, they start to tune out. But when you're doing a place that only folds like 100 or so, and you talk to the people in the front row, everybody wants to be in on it. You know, it just becomes more exciting and fun that way. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, whatever. Hey, Michael, what's up? Brian's here. Keith's here. What's up, dude? Wherever you're watching from, let me know. Leave that in the comments below, wherever you're watching this from right now, and I'll let you know when the JerDog Comedy Roadshow is coming to your area soon. Go back, watch the replay if you missed the beginning, because I said something controversial. It may get me kicked off Facebook. It may get my ass kicked, but whatever. That's all part of the game, man. Take risks. Take fucking risks. You know, and God bless Mrs. JerDog. She puts up with all my shit all the time. She's put up with all my nonsense over the years, all the crazy risks that I've taken, all the lunacy that comes with being a traveling troubadour, genius, adventurer. So kudos to her. Shout out to her. Columbus, Ohio. Keith, dude, I don't have anything on the books in Ohio right now. that I can think of, but soon. Teresa, I got to get back up there to Everett, Washington, one of my favorite places. I just did a 3-week Rocky Mountain High tour, wound up in Stanwood, so just kind of your neck of the woods up there. And Annette is saying Michigan. Fred's saying Ohio. I got shows coming up in Michigan. I know that at the end of the summer, a couple different weeks in August. So I'll leave all those show dates in the video description above or in the comments when I wrap up. Hit the share button. Let me know where you're watching this from, and I'll let you know when the JerDog Comedy Roadshow is coming to your area soon. Go to barcomictix.com. All my Central Iowa people, go to barcomictix.com and pick up tickets for this Saturday night, June 1st in Gowrie, Iowa at Mulligan's. Hit me up with likes, shares, comments. I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be Wednesday, Hump Day Happy Hour, 4:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or as close as possible. And until then, dog bless America.